This is Deeper One. This is, I am broadcasting simultaneously. I'm on Instagram live, but recording this broadcast for YouTube. So, just so y'all see me looking back and forth the screens, this is why. I wanted to talk about today the cost. The cost to a lot of things. Over the last week, we've seen what's unfolded with Derrick Jackson. We've seen a lot of conversations, a lot of comments, a lot of opinions. Some of us have kikied it up, and some of us are really upset about it. There's a whole lot of emotions and different feelings and opinions going on in regards to what happened. I have had a lot of fun poking fun at Derrick Jackson. Not so much as far as him actually cheating in the marriage. Because to be honest with you, what happens in their marriage, that's between them. I got nothing to do with that. And I can't do anything about that. What I wanted to talk about today is, and what I've been talking about this week in a couple of my broadcasts, is some of the ideologies and the ideals that many of us are overlooking in regards to what recently happened over the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks. It goes deeper than just the man cheating on his wife. It goes way deeper than that. And I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about the cost that we as people have to pay for a lot of things. And one of the things that I have watched over the last week, and honestly, I've become more cognizant of it within the last year or two, more than any time in my life, is the want something for nothing mindset. The something for nothing mindset. This mindset is large. It's huge. A lot of people have this mindset right now. The level of entitlement that people possess right now is at an all-time high. At an all-time high. And what we're failing to recognize and realize is that there are a lot of different variables to a lot of different situations. There are a lot of different reasoning behind a lot of different things and why things happen. But what no one looks at is the cost. Now, a lot of people tend to look at the cost for them on their side, but it's usually the cost in the frame of mind of hindsight's 2020, right? The cost that you paid for something after the fact, but not the cost going in. And this is where a lot of people kind of screw up. Because what happens then is once the cost have been paid, and you're looking at something from the past, you try to go into the next thing, raising the cost, raising the stakes, raising the qualifications for approval. And the only person that is serving is yourself. But understand also, there's a cost that you're also going to pay. Hey, how you doing, Queen's Hardy? There's a cost that you're going to pay for that. And what we're talking about today is the cost of things. Now, we don't got to like, and some of y'all aren't going to like what I'm going to say as far as some of the costs we have to pay. But let's just be honest. This is real life. We're all adults. We know we can't get something for nothing. We know that. And we're just running through life with this tunnel vision. And yes, ladies, this is directed at you. It's directed at you. Because we can sit here and kiki it up and laugh about Derrick Jackson and talk about his narcissism and whatever. And we can put all the blame on Derrick. And mind you, I'm not a fan, so don't get it twisted. But we have to be objective. We have to be objective. And last night, I talked about on my live on YouTube. Go back on my page and check it out. We talked about high quality men and women. And one of the things that I said is a good trait, character trait of a high quality individual is being objective. So we got to be objective, and we're going to be objective here today. Because we all at surface level have a solid understanding, the brevity and the cost of infidelity. We got that. We all know that. That's easy. That is super easy. But know what no one ever looks at is the cost that was paid for that. I got to give Derrick Jackson a little bit of credit. Not much, but a little bit. Just a little. Now, before y'all go off and want to go on a tirade or whatever about what I'm about to say, I want you to listen closely. I got to give Derrick Jackson a little bit of credit for not coming on and getting on and then leaving his wife. Now, understand, and this statement right now is going to tell who the smart people in the room are and who are the dummies. I gotta give him just a little bit of credit for that. And I gotta give him some credit for that because most of the time when the dude comes on, the woman that was on with him from the onset, he leaves. Now, I'm not saying cheating on her was right. Because it's from what we understand so far, he's cheated on her the whole marriage. You see, he felt the obligation to stay with her because she helped him get to where he is. She helped him get to where he is, and if he was to leave her, his whole empire could crumble. Because let's just be honest, because this is what a lot of you women don't do, and this is where she was smart. She got him before he became the man that he is now, early on. And understand, this is why this woman is so trying to save her marriage. Because she knows that she's not going to be able to divorce Derrick Jackson and some other man's going to come and give her more than he has throughout the years of their marriage. She is 1000% invested in his success because she helped him get there. And so he feels obligated to stay, even though he was doing this, that, and the other, and cheating, doing all that. That's relevant at this point. Because you see, he changed. As he became more successful, understand, people change. He changed. She stayed the same. And he expected a level of evolution with her as he evolved. And some might say, hey, that might be an unreasonable expectation. But is it? Is it unreasonable expectation to expect people to evolve over time? Now, evolving over time doesn't change who we are at the core. Because understand, as human beings, we've evolved quite a bit. But we didn't change at the core of being human. We just evolved with the change of conditions. We adapted with the change of conditions. And see, what a lot of people aren't looking at is the cost that he had to pay to get to where he is. Nobody's looking at the cost that she has had to pay to be where she is. And she might very well, if this isn't a whole just set up in front for, a marketing stunt to, monkey branch into the Christian world and start making money there. But she's looking at what she's invested in, the cost of it, and she's saying, whoa, hold up. Listen, y'all, I'm not going to make this quick decision because y'all say I should. You don't know what I paid to get here. You only saw part of it. You only saw the part of the cost as it's coming out that he's cheating. That's the only part that you saw. But you don't know what else I paid to get here. And it's evident by the comments, it's evident by the opinions that no, a lot of y'all don't know what that woman paid to be Mrs. Jackson other than him cheating on her. And this is showing the mindset of many of us today is thinking we can get something for nothing. And we can change up the game and we can move on to the next person and require the next person to pay for what someone else did before them and think that they deserve to have to give nothing because they gave someone else their all. And this is evident by the mindset and a lot of opinions and feelings of a lot of women today. Do you know how many times a week I hear, well, I'm not going to do this because it didn't work with the last person? Baby, you had to pay the cost for the decision to give what you gave to the wrong person. There was a cost. And you're going to continue to pay the cost for the next person. The next better person ain't going to come for free. What makes y'all think better is going to come for free because you chose poorly prior? You had to pay the cost for your decision to be with someone that wasn't good for you. Your decision to put your all into someone that wasn't good for you. The next person don't have to pay the cost for that. You're going to have to pay a cost for the next person. And too many people don't want to pay that cost. And they don't think that they have to pay that cost. And this is why, And this is where a lot of you are going to end up being single, and some of you have been single because you feel like, because of the trials and tribulations that you went through with the person before you, that you've paid the price for that the next person has to pay a higher price and get nothing in return. And your presence isn't the prize. There's a cost. And from what Mrs. Jackson, whatever it is she's deciding to do, but whatever it is, she is analyzing what cost she would have to pay to leave that man. And she might have very well, and we can say, well, it's my dignity, my this, I would never, blah, blah, blah. It's easy for us to say that when we're not in that position. Only she knows what the cost is going to be if she decides to divorce Derrick Jackson. Only she knows that. We don't know that. Now, we could make speculation all day if we want to. And what she is finding out right now, what she's finding out right now the hard way, the cost with being a man with his level of success. Kevin Samuels did a show this week that talked about high value men cheating, right? And he's right. They do. Men with options are going to be more likely to cheat on you than men without. Period. Y'all don't think that's true? Let me give you some examples. Back when I was in the corporate world, I was at management level. And of course, a lot of my colleagues were managers or owners or above that, right? As a manager, I used to have people approach me to get me to buy shit for the company. You know how many times that I've been taken out, wined and dined, mealed, taken to the strip club, and we wheeling and dealing with titties jiggling in our faces? I could tell you countless times that I've been in that situation. You know how many times where a business meeting may end up moving into a little bit of fun, and if some women are present that weren't wives, that a few of those higher up men, high value men, if we're going to talk money wise, indulged even though they had a wife at home? Do you know how many times that happened? Do you see these celebrities around here that got married and they can't stay faithful? And one of the biggest questions is to women, why y'all ask, why do you get married and cheat? And I'm going to tell you why. You're not going to make the level of success that you make single as you would make it if you're married. This is facts. And this is why these men marry women. And then cheat. You don't find too many people higher up that are bachelors. Maybe new ones, but they're not going to stay that long. How long did it take Jeff Bezos to move on after the divorce from his wife? Shit, not long at all. Not long at all. because he said, "Hey, I'm not shit. I need to get this together. I need to grab this one now and groom her now and coach her now and ready her for marriage because he knows he needs to remarry, even though he's the richest man in the world." See, a lot of women, y'all don't know this, and I'm putting y'all on to game. Hey, how you doing, lady? I'm putting you on to game. You will be more respected in the business world at the upper levels if you're married. People gauge your character and they want to see that you're about family a lot of the time. That's why a lot of these guys marry. So they might not have married the woman that they were head over heels in love with. She's probably in his past. He probably married her because she was there at the time. And this looks good. And a lot of these men, on top of, especially if she was there from the beginning, they're generally not going to leave their wife. And that's a price that y'all have to pay for dealing with this kind of men. I ain't say it's right, and the discussion is not whether it's right or wrong. It's the truth, and you have to deal with it in whatever way that you know how. Men with options are going to be more likely to cheat than men who don't have them. And so while y'all all running around talking about you want high value men, you want quality men, and you want men with money, you need to go on understanding that there is a huge possibility that man may cheat on you and you might not be enough. This will save y'all from the crying later, from the analysis later. That is a cost that you're going to pay. You wanna be wined and dined every day when I'm listening to something on the YouTube or watching Kevin Samuels. Some woman calls in and she's talking about she wants a man that makes six figures. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom and she wants to have kids. And he asks her, "Well, how much do you think a man needs to make to do that?" And 9 times out of 10, they have no idea. But then when he throws the number out and realizes, hey, shit, it might take you need to have a man that makes 400,000, $500,000, $1 million a year to support you. Those men come at a cost. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to go out and do and cheat. I'm not saying that because there are some men that don't. But understand there's a higher possibility that they will. And ladies, once y'all take into solid understanding that there's a cost for everything, you will save yourself a lot of heartbreak later. When you understand that you can't get something for nothing, because the cost that you paid before you are in my presence ain't got shit to do with me. You got new costs now. See, men, we know that. We have to live our lives knowing that there's a cost for everything that is that we do. And we're heavily reminded of it daily. We're not getting that. A lot of men aren't here getting anything for free. And some of y'all think just because because a dude's getting a little JJ from you and he's not doing what you need him to do, you fail to understand that there's still a cost to that. There's a cost. Everything has a cost. Everything. And the men are now realizing, they're now recognizing, they're saying, oh, wait, hold up, baby. No. You're not in the place to make demands over here. What can you do for me? What am I getting out of the deal? This is why this conversation with, especially as of late, with single mothers come up. And it's a very touchy conversation, but it's a real one. And I'm using this example because this is the most common example to help you ladies understand the cost. And I'll help you understand how you don't understand that somebody else has to pay a cost to be with you. And you don't get that for free. And men know this. And this is why men are more than ever now saying, no, it is not a good deal for me. And I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to understand that as men in general, we do cost benefit analysis on almost damn near everything. Now, there's some things we might not think about, but for the most part, damn near everything we are doing a cost benefit analysis on. And understand, ladies, if you're doing one, your cost benefit analysis is going to look completely opposite than what ours is going to look like. Completely opposite. What you feel is a benefit that benefits you and you only. And men are starting to realize, and they're starting to see, whoa, hold up. Okay, that's not benefiting me in any way. Not in the way I need it to benefit me. And ladies, if y'all took the time to get to understand men more, you would understand the way we're thinking with that. And y'all need to come with how you're going to benefit him based on what he wants, not on what you want. Because he understands he's going to have to pay a cost. And if he's going to pay the cost and wants to be willing to pay the cost to be with you, he needs it clearly spelled out to him, the benefit of it for him. Not for you, but for him. Do y'all hear me, ladies? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Because a lot of you are walking around ignoring that. And you wonder why you can't find the kind of man that you want. Because these kind of men understand these things. Because you can't jump from dealing with a man that's got nothing to lose to dealing with a man that's got everything to lose and think for a hot minute that you ain't going to have to pay the cost for that. You think that's coming to you for free? Baby, that's not coming to you for free. And if you want to be in a situation where you don't have to pay, then you need to go back with what you've been used to dealing with. All of this cost. And it's not just cost of money. It's cost of time. It's cost of energy. It's cost of a lot of damn things. It all costs. And where y'all are getting disappointed is when you find out it's like you at Kohl's and you done went shopping and you think you get to the register and you look around and you expected somebody else to pull out their wallet to pay for everything that you put on the counter, and no one's there to pay for it. Or when you put all your stuff on the counter and you expect the cashier to start ringing things up and the cost is zero and they're going to put it in the bag and you walk out. That's what y'all think. But what's happening right now, what's knocking you upside the head is you get to the register and you put everything in, the cashier reads the total and standing there waiting for you to pay. And you're like, what? Wait, what? Oh, I got to pay for this? Oh, I thought I was just going to get this for free. And she's like, baby, no, you're not getting this for free. It's $100. Get your card out. There's people in line. Let's go. And that is what dealing with these high value men cost you. You can't be at the register ready to cash out with other women behind you waiting in line, not prepared to pay. I see this all the time. And this is a huge turnoff to me. And I see it every day of y'all just going down your list of wants and needs, but you have yet to show me the benefit of you. You can tell me. You can tell me all you want. You can be a great salesperson for yourself. I need to see what the cost I'm going to pay to deal with you. And a lot of y'all are hiding that. Hey, how you doing, Soul Snatcher? What's good, Queen? I need to know what I'm going to pay. I need to do my cost benefit analysis to decide is what it is that you're offering. And a lot of the time, you don't really show us anything you're offering other than the vajayjay. I got to decide, well, is that worth it to me? And what then happens is you run across a lot of men that either didn't do the cost benefit analysis or miscalculated it. And they screw their whole life up dealing with somebody because of that. They go and they get with Big Booty Brenda. Big Booty Brenda get pregnant. Now he got a baby with Big Booty Brenda and he don't want her. Now you done created a single parent home. Both of you. All because you as the man didn't do your cost benefit analysis. And as a woman, you were getting something that you thought good was for free. But in fact, you're raising the cost of that action. And a lot of y'all aren't getting that. You're not getting it. And so then what happens after that, because now you're mad that Daquan didn't really want you long term because of his failure to do the proper cost and benefit analysis. You strain the relationship between the cost that you're raising and the bad decision you made. Who do you think is going to pay for that? You think you're getting him. You think he's paying, right? Right? You think that he's paying the cost for you straining the relationship between the little cost that you're raising, the little shorty that you're raising, and your bad decision baby daddy. Baby, your child is paying that cost. Now, you might make him suffer by, dragging him in and out of court, child support court, visitation, whatever. But at the end of the day, your child pays, and you're going to figure that out real quick when that child becomes an adult. There's a cost to everything. And ladies, y'all got to stop asking to have everything in return, giving nothing that the man you want and asking everything from wants. You're not entitled to that. You're not entitled for me to have to pay a higher price because of a past mistake you made that I had nothing to do with. There's a cost. And I'm seeing too much chatter going around the internet right now, not understanding the cost. Mrs. Jackson is being reckoned with the cost of dealing with the kind of man Derrick Jackson is, a narcissist, and has become when he became successful. She's paying the cost. But it's only up to her to decide if it's worth it. It's not for us to decide. Because only she knows what she invested. And only she knows how much she has to lose by whatever decision it is that she decides to make. Y'all got to stop making emotional decisions and start rationalizing what everything costs. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Sure, she's getting something beneficial from it and she's staying in it, but she's also staying in it for other reasons. Now, I don't particularly care for him, like I said. But she's trying to be smart, and everybody dogging her on the internet because they think she's stupid because she ain't packed her shit and left yet. You don't know what she's got to pay for the decisions that she's going to have to make. You can't walk through life thinking that there's not a price tag on anything. There's a price tag on everything. Understand, if you want what you dream about, what you're just dying to have, there is a cost that comes along with it. And it's not always a good one. See, this is why a lot of women today settle for less than men, because you don't want to pay the cost. But you want to be the boss, but you don't remember that you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And if you want a man that you want to boss over and boss around and control, there's a cost. But if you want a high quality, high value man, a man that makes all this money, there is a cost. None of this is free. If you choose to lay up with Daquan, with his fine ass, and he can turn you out and this and that and the other, but he ain't got no job, and he's an aspiring rapper, and you pouring money into his career that ain't going nowhere, that is a cost that you willingly took on. You can't continuously to look for free outcomes. There are no free outcomes. I hear so many of you talk about you can't find a good man, and you kind of get into that whole woe is me mindset and this and that and the other, and you think you're a sitting image of perfection, and you don't realize that you're not getting the kind of man that you want because you're not prepared to pay the cost. And you think that what you should have should come, what you want from a man should come for free. None of it is free. Derrick Jackson understood, I'm sure he understood at some point there was a cost in what he was doing that he was going to have to pay. He just didn't know and how he was going to have to pay it. He was probably paying it in stress. Come on, let's just be honest. You got to be stressed out cheating. So, man, as much as he was cheating, remember, I mean, he was paying something. He was paying a cost, and now he's paying an even bigger one, at least from what we can see from the outside. He might rise above this in a year or two, when he becomes Pastor Jackson. But everything is a sacrifice. Everything's a risk. Everything has cost. And the whole point of this message today, ladies, is you have to understand that regardless of whatever cost you paid before the next one, you're gonna have to pay cost again for the next one. It's not gonna come for free. None of it is gonna come for free. And if you expecting to get something for free from a man because you feel entitled, then you need to go back to where you came from. And you can continue dealing with that because you're going to have to pick your struggle. You want a boss? You want to be the boss? There's a cost. You want a boss? There's a cost. None of it comes for free. You want an alpha male? Understand the cost you're going to pay for that. There's a cost. in everything that we do. None of it's free. Bro, when you said that out, for some reason, Clubhouse came into my mind, because that's where all the mentors are now. They're Clubhouse. Ladies, just understand that there's a cost. That's the message today. There's a cost to whatever it is you want. There's a cost to whatever decision you make. Do the cost benefit analysis before you do anything, before you say anything. I'm sure y'all tired of hearing, why should I pay more for what your baby daddy got for free? I'm sure some of you have heard men say that, and they're saying it a whole lot more now than they have ever. What is your answer to that? I haven't seen anybody really answer it yet, address it yet, other than with an emotional response that garners no progress in anything. Like I said, we can laugh and we can kiki it up about this Derrick Jackson situation, but there are people that are paying for it. And we can't impose, well, this is what we think she should do and move just because we think our opinion is platinum. But we don't understand what she has to look at, what she has to decide is going to be worth it to her to move forward. It's time to get your pocketbook out, ladies. It's time to get your pocketbook out. See, the problem is, here's where the ultimate problem has come in. And ladies, y'all need to understand this. See, y'all don't allow society to tell you can have anything that you want. You've allowed the feminist movement to tell you can have it all. You can have everything. Free of charge. No cost, no price, free. Just walk in, take everything you want, and run out. And where a lot of anger starts to mount is when you realize, oh, well, wait, no, it ain't free. What? What do you mean it ain't free? Get your credit card out, baby. Come on, it's time to pay. It ain't free. And there's so many of you upset that now you've gotten to the point when you realize shit ain't free. You want to be mad at the cashier. Well, the cashier just there doing their job. You should be mad at the person that told you that you were getting things for free that you really weren't. Hence, Mr. Jackson, who told you were getting things for free that he knew you really weren't going to get. He knew. And he had y'all believing that you were going to get everything that he told you were going to get. And then, what's good, franchise? And then you get there, you get to the dude, you get to the high value dude, you get to the quality dude. And the first thing he says is, what do you got for me? And it's crickets. And so now you're mad at him. And then you take that anger and you spread it amongst the anger towards the rest of the men. Because someone else lied to you. Y'all didn't think this was going to come full circle like this, did you? Y'all let Derrick Jackson teach you that it all comes for free. And there ain't no cost. And if you can't see the cost of being the boss right in front of your face, it's gonna continue to be hard times out here for you. There's gonna be a cost to being with that kind of man. it is, and so y'all don't believe it. You don't want to hear it, and I'm glad some of y'all are hearing it, but most of you don't want to hear it. Most of you don't want to hear it. Well, he was riding more than an emotional wave. This goes a little bit deeper than that. I mean, and this discussion is not really about him like that. It's about helping women understand that there is a cost to dealing with a man that has options like that. But they've been programmed, and he's been one of the programmers to think that they are going to land a man, that perfect picture man that he painted for them. He's going to come for free. And he just showed all of us, men, we already knew this, but he just showed you, ladies, that don't come for free. Regardless of whether it was right or wrong, of what he did, that's irrelevant at this point. That was the price. And as I explained to you earlier, of being around high power men, high quality men, high value men, men with money, because that's how most of you try to identify these men and understand the shit that I've seen. These women that are housewives that are at home while he's out making that bank, making sure she has a comfortable life. That's some of the cost. Mrs. Jackson is paying several costs for several things. Whew, I'm worked up today. When y'all talk about that you want to be equal to men, you better learn real fast to everything in life for a man has a cost. Going in. Not finding it out later. Going in. Because we as men naturally know that. We analyze that. And maybe that would bring your level expectation down of expectation of men down out of the stratosphere onto earth. You have to know what you're willing to pay. Not what you think you're getting for free, but what you're willing to pay. Are you willing to pay the cost that comes with being with an average dude, a broke dude, or a high quality dude? Which one? You got to decide what you're willing to pay, because none of it comes for free with any of these dudes. None of it. What you willing to pay? And whatever it is you're willing to pay, you need to be willing to accept when it finally presents itself. You can't say I'm willing to pay this now, and then later when check come due, you're like, oh no, wait, no, I don't want to pay that. Nah, baby, no. This is what you agreed to. You got to pay or you got to go. That's what we should really be taking out of the Derrick Jackson situation in dating today. That none of this is free. All right. Whew, man, I've been on my soapbox for 55 minutes now. But I hope y'all take something good from this message. I really, really do. And I hope that it helps you. I hope it helps you get a better understanding of what you're dealing with and what you're going to have to face out here dating. You know, depending on the kind of man that you're seeking to get. You got to pay the cost. Nothing. Absolutely nothing is for free.